Feelings of desperation. Sometimes you think you're going to be all right in life, don't you? If you drink too much, you're not going to be all right in life. I can assure you of that. Because I drank steadily most of my life, and in the end I was really seriously ill for the best part of 5 years until I got hospitalized in 2019. I had various sober times and I always relapse, but I'm going to go through maybe a couple of days. I'll tell you about a couple of days in my life where, even just a 24-hour period actually, when I was just lost, lonely and desperate. Long before I got hospitalised, actually. I'd lost a lot of weight. I'd gone down about 9 stone. I'm 6'3". Could you imagine? Unreal. I just looked unreal. If you ever look at the latest post I put on the channel, you'll see how bad I was. Pretty deconditioned, malnourished, drinking to what I thought to save my life, really, but it was harming me more. And my day would start with, well, there was no night and day really. I'd wake up at some point and just drink, try and get over feeling ill, and then feel ill the next day. And I got to the point where I was just so desperate for help. I even thought about, all sorts of things, getting arrested and doing crazy things just to get some help. I just couldn't seem to get any from the doctor at the time. I didn't push it, though. I should have pushed it. Maybe it wasn't their fault. In the end, they saved my life. It was my fault for getting that mess in the way. I should have asked for help earlier. Just the medication they wouldn't give me. So anyway, from then, I just seemed to drink more and more. And I was just in this very deep rut of thinking, well, I'm never going to get out of this. What am I going to do? Parents were ringing, desperately worried. I had lots of missed calls from them, from my daughter. She was in Manchester. All I was doing was trying to function. I could hardly walk, to be fair. I used to get a taxi down the local pub sometimes to try and at least see someone. Became very anxious, never been as down all my life. And, being a young man who was fit, healthy, had a good job, and then I was in the police in London. My life fell apart when I retired. And at the same time, retirement, I got divorced as well, and all these sort of things just hit me. I thought, I'm just going to drink. I mean, I was all right for money, and it was just probably a bad thing, really. I didn't have to work. So I was just drinking. And when I wanted to stop, I couldn't. I wanted the help, I wanted the medication. But I should have maybe tapered down. I don't know. It's going back in time now. I'm just going to try to tell you about how bad it got. In a 24-hour period, it seemed to go on forever. I couldn't revisit that time for an hour. So I eventually crawled out of bed at some point. The bed was broken, the slats had snapped in the middle. I wasn't looked after myself. I had no shower, no hot water, no heating. Didn't want to let anybody in the flat. It was such a mess. In the end, I had rats in there. Rats in the flat, and I felt them walking over the bed. And I put the light out at night. It was horrific way to live from what I'd been used to. It was just, the worst ever. And I'd have a can of beer next to my bed. I had lots and lots of beer in the cupboard, Stella Lager and slabs of cans of beer. I had this huge anxiety problem where I was worried in case I ran out of beer. Ran out of supplies. I didn't touch spirits, which was probably a saving grace, really. I never liked wine. It was always lager or Guinness in the end. I thought, well, Guinness would be good. It was going to build me up. It didn't, obviously. My day was just spent sitting in the flat, gazing out the window, thinking, where's my life gone? What's happened to me? Why do I feel like this? People were trying to ring me up and say, just cut down and all that. I've been to the doctors, cut down. It didn't work. It didn't work for me. I tried to cut down and I felt anxious. I tried to walk around the block. I felt so ill I used to sort of walk next to the wall in case I fell over. It was desperate times. And it was just horrendous. And this is the sort of thing which will happen. I'm here to try and warn you of these things. I'm not preaching to you. If you want to drink, you can drink. Do what you like. But my view on it is, it's not widely enough publicised, the dangers of it. Especially the mental health side. Physical side is, to some degree, everyone thinks, you're going to have liver disease. It's not just liver disease. It's kidney problems. It's pancreatitis. It's cancer. It's encephalogy, problems with the brain. There's strokes and lots of high blood pressure problems, heart attacks, accidents, suicide, all this sort of thing come into it. It's not just the liver, although the liver does get attacked. That's the main filter, isn't it? Because everything's metabolized in the liver. But when you get to the point of no return, I would stage 4, when you're really, really completely stuck, you've fallen off the edge of the cliff, you know, you were there, now you're here, you can't get back. When you get to that point, then the only way up is to try somehow to stop. It's not that easy. It really isn't. So before you get to my stage, what I was at, you've got to do it before then. If you get to my stage, there's other options, obviously. Get in touch with the doctor, push the medical people, say you need help. If you can afford it, I mean, there's private rehab. I'm not sure how rehab is on the NHS. I wasn't offered anything. Maybe it's changed. That was 2019. But when I was blue lighted in the hospital, I thought that was the end. When I was told I had all these issues and problems, and I was in hospital for 2 years, but getting back the feelings of desperation, you feel like your whole life's collapsing. It doesn't take long, you know. You get to the point of where you don't feel well driving, so the car rots away in the driveway. You don't feel like going out that much because you feel a bit anxious about everything, about walking to a pub. It's like, oh my God, what's going on here? You're trying to have a few drinks to sort of settle you down, to get over the hangover, the withdrawals. That doesn't work. So you have 2 or 3 cans. I did anyway, just to stop the show. I used to shake, you know, stop the shakes, and then you'd maybe feel a little bit better. Open the blinds, I got the window, put something on the iPad. I only had a couple of songs in there. I couldn't get into TV because TV was broke. I just could not let anybody in the flat. The mail was piling up. I was trying to open any mail. I was even trying to answer the phone, to be fair, but I did now and again. My parents rang and left messages saying, please contact us, want to know if you're still alive, basically. The only time I ever got out really for more than about an hour was when my daughter used to pick me up, and she used to help me in the car. I mean, what's all that about? She was desperately sad at the time. She thought it was going to, you know, she was going to lose her father, and it was a terrible time for the family as well. It's not just yourself, you know, the family are affected, and you get to the point where you just want to give up. And I didn't. I'm a very strong character. I'm not miserable. I'm trying to get this message across. I've got a really good life now. Don't get me wrong. Every day is a good day for me because I survived. And I was one of the lucky ones, to be fair. I don't know how I survived. I'm strong-willed, and I did what the doctor said. Because 5 years ago, I was seen by the same consultant I've got now, and she did say to me, in June, I got 6 monthly checks now. I have to go twice. I've got no medication, nothing. And I said to her, how come I've got to this level of health now? I said, because you've done exactly what we told you to do. And the main thing is not to have any alcohol, obviously. And she said, if somebody told me in 2019 you'd get back to this level of health, even I would have questioned it. And that was a big thing for me. And I think, well, I must have done exactly what you told me. And what I'm telling you to do is, before you get to my level, start thinking about your health. Because when you're young, you're invincible, aren't you? You think you are, but you're not going to be if you keep drinking. Anyway, on that note, I will sign off here. And if you benefit from the channel, please subscribe and share the channel to other people who are struggling. And any comments you have, drop me a line. Any subjects you want covered, drop me a line. And I'll speak to you all soon.